Okay, ready? Here we are. We are now finishing up this beautiful, beautiful mimer in Tafshin Beit, which was written by the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. It explains the difference between a Jew and a non-Jew. Then it explains some very interesting details about what a Jew is. And it's all based on a Mishnah, if you want to call it a law, that's written in an ethical law, that is written in a tractate called Pirkei Avot, in the 3rd chapter. And this law has 3 parts to it. And each one of those 3 parts is divided into 2. The first part says, man is dear because he's created in the image of God. Says the Rebbe, that's referring to human intelligence, human free will. Every human being is precious to God because every human being has intelligence and they have free will. They can decide for themselves. And in that, man is made in the image of God. That's the first part of first half of part number 1. Second half of part number 1, an extra dearness was known to man because he's made in the image of God. Says the Rebbe, that's talking about the intellect of a Jew. An intellect of a Jew is different from that of a non-Jew. Non-Jews are precious to God. They're made in God's image. But the Jew has a special intellect. In his intellect, there's a sensor that can sense the infiniteness and the reality, the closeness and the care and the love and the awesomeness of God. Every Jew has this. Every Jew has a little feeling in his intelligence that he can take this into account, that God exists, God cares what I do, God gave the Torah. It's very important to God that we make this world a beautiful place, a blessed place. Every Jew has this. That's called the intellectual soul of a Jew, nefesh hasichlit. First paragraph. Second paragraph, portion of this law. Second portion of this law. Dear are the Jews because they were created in because they're called the sons of God. An extra dearness was given to the Jews because they're called the sons of God. Says the Rebbe, the first part, that dears are precious to God, is talking about the godly soul. A Jew has something that a non-Jew doesn't have. He has a totally different extra soul, number 2 soul. That this soul is the one that really is the antenna, not just a sensor. It's the antenna it feels, it identifies with the oneness of God. Feels it. An extra dearness was given to the Jews. That's the Jewish body. This we'll only know at the raising of the dead. The Jewish body is totally different from a non-Jewish body. When a Jew does a commandment, it does something, but the importance, the superiority of the body over the soul is the thing we're only going to know in the world to come. The third part of this Mishnah. Okay, Herschel. Yes. Dear are the Jews that God gave them a precious tool, precious vessel. An extra dearness was known to the Jews that God gave them a precious vessel. This is talking about the regular Torah that God gave, the external Torah, the laws God gave at Mount Sinai, and that extra dearness is talking about the inside of the laws, the revelation of God that was at Mount Sinai, that God put into the Torah for all eternity. And this is what's talking about the inside Torah. Pinimiut Torah, Kabbalah, Chassidut. Without this, a person can learn the Torah and forget about God. You can learn the Torah and forget about the giver of the Torah. So if so, this Mishnah talks about 6 different details of creation. The non-Jews, intellectual ability, a Jew's intellectual ability, the Jew's godly soul, the Jew's body, the outside of the Torah, and the inside of the Torah. 6 things. Good? All right, now we're almost finished with that was a rundown of this mimer. We finished this mimer, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, we finished it yesterday. Okay, let's do to the next mimer. Ready? Now we can start writing. Good? We're over here. Moshe Kibel Torah Misena. Maybe we should take a short break and go back to the mimer.